Quite a few of us had heard the story of Krishna and Sudama. There is a very beautiful story in Bhagavata Purana, uh, which tells the story of Krishna and Sudama, but also there is a hidden lesson behind that. So the story goes like that. Krishna and Sudama were students of the Guru Sandipni, and one day the wife of Sandipni had given some work to collect some firewood from the forest to both Krishna and Sudama. And once they set off to carry that task, it started raining, and it started raining heavily. And in the meanwhile, the wife of Sandipni had given some puffed rice, which is called as murmura, to both Krishna and Sudama so that they could have some while doing that work. And as it would take more time, so if they would feel hungry, they could have that. So she gave them some, three bags of puffed rice. And when they were going, it started raining heavily, and they waited under a tree for some time. Sudama actually wanted to go back to the forest, but Krishna insisted that let's wait for some time, and then if it stops raining, we can continue with our work. So, in the meanwhile, quite some time passed, and Sudama opened the one pouch of puffed up rice and he ate them. And then he was after half an hour or so, he was again feeling hungry, and he opened that bag which belonged to Krishna, which was packed for Sri Krishna, and he finished that up also. So after some time, when Krishna asked Sudama about that packet of puffed rice, that he was feeling hungry and if he could have some, because all the packets were with Sudama, and Krishna knew that he had already eaten that up. But Sudama told that while it was raining and we were running here and there, um, that packet opened up and all the puffed rice, fell down. So he doesn't have any now. So, but Krishna did not confront him at that point of time. He wanted to save his friend's honor, so he didn't confront him and he let him go. And some time passed, and after they, completed their education, and later on, Sudama turned into a scholarly Brahmin, but also in the later stage of his life, he was married and poverty struck him. So he lived in quite utter poverty during later part of his life. And Krishna, everyone knew that he had become the ruler of Dwarka. So after a few years, when the wife of Sudama prodded Sudama to go to his friend Krishna, to meet him and probably take some help. So while before visiting Krishna, she packed some rice for Sudama and told him to take this as an offering to Krishna. So when he went to the palace, he was stopped on the gate and he was not allowed inside. And then when Krishna knew who had come to meet him, Krishna himself, Sri Krishna himself had come out to uh, you know see him, or to welcome him. And once he entered, everyone knows that how Krishna treated Sudama. He washed his feet, and he treated him as a long old friend with a lot of respect. And all this while, Rukmini, the wife of Krishna, who was watching this, both with fear and also happiness. Why happiness? Because Krishna was very happy on seeing Sudama. Fear because when Krishna offers I mean, when Krishna decides to offer something to his loved one or a devotee, then he gives out of balance. I mean, um, he doesn't know how much to give, and he gives them a lot. He gives them in plenty. So Rukmani knew that. And when Krishna asked Sudama, "What are you hiding behind your back?" It was that rice which the wife had prepared for Krishna, and he caught hold of Sudama's hand. Oh, so this is rice that your wife has cooked for me. So let me have some. And when he was, taking the first handful of rice, Rukmani knew that how much Sodama was supposed to get by, when Krishna was taking the first fist of rice. So when Krishna had the first fist full of rice, back there at home, all his material problems were solved, and he was given plenty of wealth and all that. And second, when second fist of rice was taken, Rukmani was actually, joining her hands and looking at Krishna not to do that, because when Krishna ate second fist of rice, all his karmas, Sudama, which he had done all his life, he was freeing. I mean, Krishna was freeing Sudama of all his karmas, all his burden of karmas, and Rukmani was literally trembling, because if Krishna has the third fist of rice, सारी दुनिया उनके कदमों में आ जाएगी. Like all the world would have been at Sudama's feet. And when he was, he again opened that packet, and he was about to take the third fist, Rukmani ji came and stopped Krishna and told him that you're not supposed to do this, because you will give everything to one person in this world. And Krishna, realizing that yes, this is correct, he stopped. So the lesson behind the story is, in enthusiasm, even God was reminded by Rukmini that you can't do this to, this would be injustice to the whole of world if you give everything to one person. So sometimes in excitement or enthusiasm, we tend to take some decisions which we may, uh, have the consequences later on, which might not be good for the which might not be good for others and in general. So even Krishna was reminded by Rukmini. So here we can draw this lesson that whenever you are overexcited or over enthusiastic, please be careful and don't take hasty decisions. Okay, so this was the story, and this was the inference drawn from it. Thank you.